Atlantic Rainbow 5.10. Nancy Rains at $2, 10, 2 and 5 on race number 9. Okay, so that gives us Darwin now. The last two races from Darwin, including this Class 4 and the Cup. Fun to Win 870, Spot the Demon 450, Whitby 670, Canace at 660, 570 Grey Terror, 750 Merriman, 20 Uktung Valor, 35 Grey Bolero, 74 Open Book, and Toba Moriere there at $17 for race number 7. There's two more, Azuma Gambler at 19, Bowers again at $37. Now the selections here from Mick are 3, 2 and 4. 3 Whitby to Win from Spot the Demon and Canace, and Darren McCauley will be calling this race for us at Darwin. Race 7 it is, and here is Darren McCauley.
Required to move up into the gates here for the running of the TIO handicap.
Very good betting race to this event with strong support for Spot the Demon. Also heavy backing for Grey Terror. Toba Moriere has plenty of admirers, and so does Azuma Gambler at longer odds. Probably one of the best betting races we've seen so far here this afternoon. Now the last couple move up. Uktung Valor goes up into the gates now, and the starter climbs around onto the stand, so the field is set and ready. There's the light. All set
now. They're racing. Canace took a backward step. Merryman, the West Aussie, flew out from the inside over. Fun to Win, and Bowers again got going quickly. Canace is starting to pick up ground soon after the start from Toba Moriere, and wider out then on the track is Uktung Valor, followed then between horses by Grey Terror, who's going up in the centre. A little more than a length and a half further back on the inside is Azuma Gambler going towards the 650, and well back then Grey Bolero, followed by Open Book, and Whitby is tailed off last of all. Merryman, the fleet-footed West Australian, leads at the 450, 3/4 of a length on Fun to Win. Canace has moved to third, followed then over on the outside as they turn for the judge by Spot the Demon. Then came Canace getting a run near the centre down to the 250, and Fun to Win headed Merryman. Spot the Demon and Canace both being called upon. Fun to Win wants to wobble out, and Merryman's coming back. It's Fun to Win running about. Merryman getting up on the inside on equal terms. Merryman, Fun to Win, Spot the Demon went to third, but Fun to Win on the outside went home better, and Fun to Win got up to beat Merryman. Spot the Demon was third, Canace was fourth. They were followed home by Azuma Gambler, and then came Grey Terror, followed at the head of the others then by Toba Moriere. Bowers again well back in the field with Open Book. Then came Uktung Valor, Grey Bolero, and he only beat one home, and that in fact was Whitby, which has finished up last of all. The top weight, Fun to Win. Sure it is. Ridden by Ms. Leola Murray, has won the TIO handicap after a desperate struggle with the speedy Merryman. Merryman lifting after being headed soon after straightening by Fun to Win, but has come back tooth and nail. Spot the Demon not getting a lot of luck in running. Battled away into third place ahead of Canace. Number 1 is the winner, Fun to Win. Another winner for the Arc Regent progeny here this afternoon at Fanny Bay for the Rick Kelly stable here in the Territory, and doing a great job under 58 kilograms and posting her 7th win in 20 starts. Gee, she's built up a very good strike rate, this 5-year-old mare by Arch Regent from La Viva, a daughter of the great galloper Purple Patch, owned by Dr. G. Goodhand, K. Tiaho and H. Quinn.
Okay, 162 on race 7. One race to go. That's the Carlton Darwin Cup. Race 8 is back to 6:05. We are running a little bit late with our interview with John Tapp and Darren Beedman, but we're coming back from the break with that on Sky. To Win number 1, Leola Murray, 850, 260, 6 Merriman, 220, and 2 Spot the Demon, $1.90. The Quinella, 45.30. The Exacta, 53.30, and the Trifecta, $395 on race 7 at Darwin, 1, 6, and 2 on Darwin race number 7, and they all started. Now let me have a look. Is that Hilton Donaldson we're crossing to at Darwin as we lead up towards the Darwin Cup? Hilton, is that you?
Matthew, we've donned the hat getting into the spirit of things as we lead up to the big one of the day, the Carlton Darwin Cup over 2,000 metres, a $115,000 race with a first prize of some $77,000. It's quite incredible, the prize money on offer here today, and all the top jockeys have come out for it, and also the top local horses and indeed visiting horses. Well, the Cup, of course, is sponsored by CUB, and the Northern Regional Vice President for Carlton in this area in terms of the Northern Territory and Queensland is Mike Pelling, and he joins us now. Mike, how did the sponsorship come about?
Hilton, a couple of years ago, as you probably know, Winfield had to get out of the Cup for all the wrong reasons. They certainly didn't want to get out of the Cup, but they had to with the tobacco sponsorship the way it was. And Paul Catamol came to me and he said, would you guys like to sponsor the Darwin Cup? And I said, well, it'd suit Carlton because it's the biggest event in the territory, and we wanted to show we were good corporate citizens and put some money back into the Northern Territory. So that's what we've done.
Can I just do one thing, Mike? I'm just going to do this.
Yep, go for
There we go. We can see your eyes now. So the sponsorship has been fantastic. In fact, as you say, putting it back into the local area, and it goes from strength to strength.
Yes, it does. I think they've probably got a record crowd here today. I don't know what the official crowd is, but they're talking around 20,000, which is absolutely fantastic.
I've seen a passing parade of VB slabs going past all day. It seems like the patrons on track have been enjoying the product.
I think the consumption's pretty good, actually, Hilton. They enjoy our product. We dominate the market up here, and the very least we can do is put something back into the territory.
Is it very competitive? Are your rivals ever going to get close to you?
Well, obviously we've got to keep on our toes, but at the moment we're doing pretty well, and Barry Moore, our manager up here, and his team, they do an outstanding job. And obviously it's a very easy association, this one.
So we can look forward to continued sponsorship from Carlton and United Breweries.
This is actually the second year of a 5-year sponsorship. So we're involved right through to the year 2000, and there's no reason that wouldn't go beyond after that.
You're backing plenty of winners today, Mike?
I'm having mixed luck today. I had a good day on Saturday, Hilton, but today's been a bit harder. I think.
Like anything in the Cup?
I think perhaps Dryden, but obviously Do Right and Prime Address are big chances. Look, while I'm here, I'd also like to say a special hi to Paul Catamol, because I'm sure he's on the Gold Coast watching this, and I know there's a lot of people in the territory who'd like me to say good day to him. So, Paul, if you're watching, it's a great sponsorship, and thanks to you, we're involved.
Did a fantastic job in building this carnival up before leaving a couple of years ago.
Yes, he certainly did, and he's doing a great job for the Gold Coast now too.
All right, Mike, good to talk to you, and best of luck today.
Thanks very much, Hilton. Thank you.
Mike Pelling, the Vice President of Carlton and United Breweries in the northern area of Australia. I think we're about 15 minutes or so before the Cup, perhaps a little bit further, so we'll hand it back to you, Matthew, in the studio, and we'll come back about 6 or 7 minutes before the race, and we'll have a look at these runners in the big one today.
Well, actually, the New South Wales TAB is holding $100,000 already, so let's have an early look at the Cup market. Prime Address at $4.10, the former Victorian. Shantae's Path at $11, Raft at $14.20 for So Excited. Do Right $4.50, Battle Hawk $12, $5.50 for Dreidel. Balmoral Keep at $17 and Mini Pack at $53. Parker Tree $14, Stately Bright at $19 and Tucker Box at $20. That's for race 8 at Darwin. It's due in 17 minutes. The Carlton Darwin Cup over 2,000. Mick Likes Do Right number 5 to beat Dreidel and Shantae's Path 5.82. And Rod Gallegos likes race 8 number 1 Prime Address. That's race 8 number 1 for the Darwin Cup, which is due in about 18 minutes' time. What makes Darren Beedman's decision to retire from racing? Enjoyed that. Now, the win pool on New South Wales is $160,000 for the Darwin Cup, so there's a lot of interest in the Darwin Cup this year, and let's go back for more live from the track. Here's Hilton Donaldson.
Thank you, Matthew. The runners here are just about to go out. The jockeys are up for the running of the Carlton Darwin Cup, a $115,000 race, and the runners are about to move out. I can tell you that on course Prime Address has been pretty well tried throughout the day, from around the 6-1 mark into about 9-2, and I see that it is near enough to favourite on TAB, but solid in the betting is Do Right and Dreidel as well. They've been the top two right throughout, but Prime Address certainly has been specced in the betting. Well, Wayne Pollock joins us now, the Chief Executive Officer of the Darwin Turf Club. Wayne, it's been a fantastic day. A couple of little power problems there along the way, but the crowd has come out in their droves.
Yes, typical of Darwin, get right behind the carnival. And yes, we've had a little hiccup, but we're overcome that now, and we're back on track. As you've just said, the atmosphere of the Cup is marvellous. The expectations have been exceeded. We've had a marvellous lead up to the carnival with the Saturday's meeting, the visiting race callers. Marvellous job, you included. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We've had a great representation of jockeys, the Harveys, the Gouchies, the Thompsons, and what more could you ask for?
Absolutely, and I see that the 20,000 people on track today, they go to a lot of trouble in coming to the Cup. Either they get dressed up in their finery or they come out with more of a comical approach.
Yes, it's a very relaxed atmosphere, and it's a carnival atmosphere, and that's what Darwin racing is all about. And I'm sure that listeners throughout Australia, if you haven't been to Darwin, I can only encourage you to do so. The carnival is a great impetus to the economy of Darwin, tourism, hospitality. We're very fortunate to have great support from all the business houses, our sponsors. Carlton in particular must be congratulated. We're very fortunate to have a great supporter like Carlton, and very happy to continue that in future years.
The visitors to Darwin number in their thousands, and most of them, if not all of them, come in on Ansett.
Yes, we couldn't ask for much better support than Ansett. They have been terrific, of course. Been with the club for 18 years. Ansett will be again continuing that support with packages for next year. I would encourage people to take note of the Ansett packages that they will be making available. And again, the tourism, the top end, lots of sights to see, as you've had the opportunity to see yourself. A lot of events, a lot of functions leading up to the carnival, and you've just got to be here to experience it.
No expense has been spared in building this magnificent complex. I must say that this is the best racetrack I've ever been on in terms of having a bet. No matter where you stand or where you sit, and you can turn any which way. You can see a monitor either displaying the bookmakers' prices or the TAB, or you can see the race and you can hear the race as well. It's a fantastic racecourse facility.
Yes, we've made a big effort to ensure that all patrons are serviced, whether it be TAB, whether it be bars, whether it be portable toilets. It's very important for us to make those provisions for our patrons, and likewise they've supported us, and that's the reason why they have.
Of course, we went up in the helicopter there earlier today, and we're looking at that on screen now with a beautiful shot of the course and the magnificent sponsors' marquees, and the course looks in fantastic order.
Yes, the ground staff must be congratulated. Put an enormous effort into the preparation for today, and it's getting bigger and bigger than ever. We have 26 marquees in the centre of the racecourse. We'll be looking at increasing that next year. And again, the number of sponsors that are knocking on our door, very heartening. It's a great experience to have people wanting to be involved, and we certainly will be accommodating them.
All right, Wayne, well, thank you very much for having us, and we look forward to the continued success of the Darwin Cup Carnival.
And I congratulate you and Sky Channel on the marvellous promotion and the marvellous outside broadcast.
Thank you very much, Wayne. All right, we welcome now Terry Bailey to the microphone. Terry's the only race caller on course today that we haven't had the opportunity to chat to. Is this your first trip here, Terry?
It certainly is, Hilton. Paul Catamol suggested to me about 2 years ago that I should venture up to Darwin, and Mick Stumbles made that possible for me. And, mate, like you, I've just had a fabulous time here. The hospitality, everyone tells you the hospitality in Darwin is quite exceptional. Well, let me assure you, it's absolutely unreal.
All right, well, let's go through these runners and have a look at the market as the runners go to the start here for the last event. Prime Address, a long float trip from Melbourne. How do you think he's handling it?
His first up run was a fairly ordinary effort, Hilton, but his last up performance was good. He's drawn the good alley, which is a big asset here at this track. He'll be well ridden too by young Williams, so he's on the improve, but he'll have to find a little bit to beat the top fancies.
Shanti Path has a fantastic record and has been racing extremely well at Broome. Can it win?
Local knowledge of the track is a big asset here. Apparently the Broome race track is very similar to Darwin, so that's going to be an advantage to Shanti's Path, but on track it's about the third favourite for the race, so you'd have to definitely throw it in your Quinellas and trifectas.
Looks like Raft is not going that well.
No, Hilton, he won the Tats Mile about 12 months ago at listed level at Eagle Farm Race Course, but he just hasn't handled the track since he's been here, so I would leave him out of the first three.
So excited, is expected to lead the race, backing up, of course, after Saturday, and should keep a good speed on.
Hilton, it would be one of the best training efforts of the century to get the horse to back up after running a great second in the Palmerston and win the Cup today. He is the pace. He's won up to 1,500 metres, but I think he'll be found out the last little bit.
Well, Do Right, of course, won the 1995 Northern Territory Derby here at Fanny Bay, and his lead-up form has been nothing short of unbelievable. Just wins, and Mick Stumbles told me that he won restrained on at his last win.
He did. Well, his win before that 2 starts ago, he carted the field up to the tearaway leader, and it was a magnificent staying effort in the home straight to repel the challengers. And then in the Bogarts Plate on Wednesday, the horse cantered up to them at the 600 metres mark, had the race won, could have won by 4 lengths. He was eased down to win by 3/4. The only little hang-up you've got with him is the fact that he's drawn a bad barrier. Had he drawn gate 1 to 5, he probably runs the 6-4 favourite for the race. So because of the gate, you're going to get probably better value than you're entitled to.
All right, the runners are behind the barrier here for the Darwin Cup. We'll keep those updates on screen for you, and we'll continue to run through these runners. Battle Hawk dropping 4 kilos today.
Well, he's a listed level winner in Melbourne, very good 3-year-old. It's been some time since he's really found his best form. His run on Saturday wasn't too bad. I just think he might struggle, Hilt.
Dreidel ran second in this race last year behind Ventilago, and he's had a similar preparation this time round. What about him? He looks strong.
Well, he's going to get the run of the race. He'll be just off the speed. He's got the good alley there. He'll camp just off the pace, and whatever beats him will win the Cup. He's the one you've really got to stand out, your Quinellas and Trifectas.
Win pool just going over $200,000. The sentimental favourite on course will be no doubt Balmoral Keep, the 11-year-old.
It'll be a big effort to win the Cup, Hilton. I think I'll leave him to the lady punters. They can have Balmoral Keep.
OK, we'll switch over to the next runner, which is Mini Pack, one of the other Perth runners.
It led up in the Bogarts Plate on Wednesday. Found wanting the last little bit. Hard to see it beating Do Right, particularly at the weights.
And over to Parketry, the ride for Peter Hutchinson.
Well, he's going backwards at the moment. His run on Saturday was very ordinary. He raced second most of the way, and he was gone about 1,000 metres out. I would say that he would be a real upset if he was able to win the race.
The gentleman came to me earlier in the day and suggested that those patrons watching Sky Channel at the Ryan's Hotel at Thirroul, his tip to you is Stately Bright. Is he right?
Yes, he's a good each-way chance in the race. Hilton, Anne-Marie White, she's been riding in great form since coming to Darwin. His recent form has been good. He's going to be around the money somewhere at the finish.
The third Viv Oldfield runner is Tuckerbox.
I had something on him on Saturday. I thought he was a little bit disappointing. In fact, Wednesday, Tuckerbox, he had a nice run just off the speed. He didn't come on in the home straight, so Do Right's got him covered.
All right, what are you tipping?
I'm going Dreidel because of the alley to beat Do Right. One of the two should win the race. Stately Bright and also Shanti's Path, the other chances in the race.
Thanks very much for joining us. A very good summation.
Yes, and Hilton, I was nearly going to say that the hat looks very good and very similarity to J.R. Ewing.
Is that so? I wish I had his money.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Good on you, Terry.
Thanks, Hilt.
Terry Bailey there from 4TAB in Queensland, heard often on Sky Channel. All right, well, that's about it from this part of the track, and we might hand it to Mick Stumbles and go and watch this great race and get on.
We're waiting for Battle Hawk, Raft and Neil Payne out of the saddle from the Little Pocket Dynamo Do Right. He's about to join them. Battle Hawk ready. Do Right coming up riderless, and the last one to link in will be Raft. Down to the judge, 1 lap of the track for the Carlton Darwin Cup of 97. Not a lot in the betting between Prime Address, Do Right and Dreidel. Dreidel and Prime Address both drawn beautifully in the 1 and 3 gates respectively. Do Right has 3 from the outside. And we're still waiting for Raft, Richard Jolly's only ride for the day. I remember his only ride for the day here a couple of years ago was Tuckerbox, not in the Cup, in one of the other races during the day, and he won on that, so it could be an omen. Now, Do Right's been a little toey in the gates. They're all in. Richard Jolly settling in the saddle. Lighters on for the Carlton Darwin Cup of 97. Track cleared in front. Standby, Prime Address on the inside has been heavily supported. Often racing in the Carlton Darwin Cup, and Prime Address one of the first to get going. He bumped Parketry shortly after they jumped. Dreidel got out well, so did So Excited. Also Stately Bright, and out deep on the track, Shanti's Path is showing good speed as they race past the judges' box the first time. So Excited and Mini Pack by for the front as they head towards the top of the straight. Over on the rails, running third in a lovely spot, Prime Address. They went a little deep on the turn out of the straight, and Prime Address stuck up along the rails to share the lead with Mini Pack. A length away, So Excited. Dreidel is running fourth, the outside of Parketry from Stately Bright, then Shanty's Path. Balmoral Keep a length away, Battle Hawk, third last, Do Right. And about 2 lengths further back, Raft around the outside of Tucker Box. Into the back stretch they go, and they head up towards the 1,200 metre point and past it now. And Mini Pack in front, a clear-cut leader by 2 lengths. Prime Address, the inside of So Excited. A length and a half to Parketry. Shanty's Path out deep between the pair of them, Dreidel. Then Stately Bright taking closer order. Battle Hawk out 3 deep from Balmoral Keep. Do Right third last, coming off the rails. On the outside of him was Raft, and a length away back at the tail of the field was Tucker Box. No real speed on up front as they run to the 800. So Excited in front, but Shanty's Path made a lightning move to challenge as they work down the side of the track. It's So Excited and Shanty's Path by a length and a half to Prime Address, who's had the lovely run in transit. Out deep on the track, Raft is coming forward with a very big run. Prime Address and Dreidel are still there over on the rails about 2 lengths further back. The little Pocket Dynamo running home well. Tucker Box working into it nicely. Balmoral Keepers right out of it. Battle Hawk, Parketry and Mini Pack has dropped out a long last into the home stretch, and Raft moved up on the outside of the Western Australian. Shanty's Path to hit the front, then Stately Bright. Tucker Box is coming home well. Further back to Do Right, I don't think he can win. Down the outside, Tucker Box has hit the front from Raft, then Stately Bright and Shanty's Path, and Tucker Box is going to win the Carlton Darwin Cup. He's racing right away for Kevin Dodge, won by 4 lengths. Stately Bright, Raft third, Do Right fourth, then Prime Address. In behind them next, Shanty's Path, a break to Balmoral Keep, 15 lengths next, Battle Hawk. Dreidel, a shocking run. Then Parketry, So Excited, and last of all was Mini Pack in the Carlton Darwin Cup of 97. Fantastic performance by Tucker Box. Loomed into it brilliantly at about the 650. You could see him starting to come into it with powerful strides and appeared to be travelling very comfortably at that particular stage of the race. Raft whipped around them, dashed to the front on the home turn, took the lead away from Shanty's Path, but Tucker Box has come scorching down the outskirts of the track and has raced right away for a very convincing victory. A 6-year-old bay gelding by lunchtime out of Aradani, owned by R.J. David and Kay Warriner, trained by Vivian Oldfield and ridden by Kevin Dodge. Number 12 is second, Stately Bright, ridden by Anne-Marie White. And number 3 is third, Raft, ridden by Richard Jolly. You'll find that Do Right, number 5, will be officially fourth. And the time is 2:03.58. 2:03.58, which is a fair way outside Instant Policy's track record, but there wasn't a lot of speed on early in the race. Number 1 has run 5th, Prime Address. So 13, Tucker Box wins the Carlton Darwin Cup, ridden by Kevin Dodge. Second, 12, Stately Bright, Anne-Marie White. Third, 3, Raft, Richard Jolly. Fourth, Do Right. And 5th was Prime Address.
You have just seen the Darwin Cup won by Tucker Box and the winning jockey Kevin Dodge for trainer Vivian Oldfield, who had 3 runners in the race. He also had in the race Do Right Dreidel. He scratched Beau Guest. Originally 4 accepted, but 3 of his horses went around and he's come through with the right result. Weight of numbers. So you've just seen the Darwin Cup. We'll take a break on Sky. Back to wrap up our Monday of racing in just a moment.
The 1997 Carlton Darwin Cup to number 13, Tucker Box, ridden by Tasmanian rider Kevin Dodge. And what an unbelievable carnival he has had, coming with a barnstorming finish on the Viv Oldfield train. Tucker Box, I suppose, considered the 3rd stringer of Viv's runners today with Dreidel and Do Right. But Tucker Box just failed to make the field after finishing 2nd, 4th and 3rd at his most recent runs in the lead up to the Darwin Cup. He runs on strongly from the rear in his races, and we saw that today. But I don't think anybody expected him to win the Darwin Cup by some 4 lengths. He's a 6-year-old gelding. That was his 11th start here at Darwin, And what a way to bring up his third win, taking his prize money earnings well and truly over the $140,000 mark with the $77,000 first prize. Viv Oldfield, of course, had Beau Guest engaged in the race, but Beau Guest came out this morning after knocking himself on the stables. And Viv, of course, had the first emergency. So strength in numbers in regard to Vivian Oldfield, Alice Springs' leading trainer, and or one of Alice Springs' leading trainers, and he's won his first Darwin Cup. He's been under a lot of pressure in recent times, Viv Oldfield. I don't know whether we can possibly get a shot of Viv Oldfield under a lot of pressure in regard to the mark on Beau Guest's neck and the subsequent swabbing of his horses when Viv believed that he indeed was someone tampered with his horses. But there you go. All's well that ends well, and Tuckerbox has won the Cup. I'm just looking at Kevin Dodge right now in the jockeys room. Now the approximate dividends, Tuckerbox paid $16.80 and $4.20. Stately Bright second, Raft third. The Quinella dividend was about $94, an exacta, $94.80 the exacta. $194.80, a big trifecta, $3,000. Now I don't know whether you can see the fellow jockeys congratulating Kevin Dodge through the window here. It's very hard to get Kevin involved now, but there he is enjoying a well-earned lemonade, and I'm sure that will turn to a CUB product a little bit later on tonight. Well, that's unfortunately all we have time for from Darwin, so we'll hand it back to Matthew Browning. This has been Hilton Donaldson, trackside at Fanny Bay Racecourse in Darwin.
I hope you've had a good time. Thanks for your company there today and your coverage, and for all our boys there at Darwin this afternoon. Thanks for that fine coverage coming in from the top end. That brings to a close our Monday of Racing on Sky. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August the 5th, Bathurst and Werribee gallops and harness racing from the Gold Coast, Fairfield and also from Cranbourne in Victoria. That's tomorrow. That's it for today. On behalf of our racing team here at Sky Channel, this has been Matthew Browning. Thanks for being with us. Good night.
From Juggler and Bellotte close to home. It's safely. King down the outside, takes it out. What a great win.
Dam is racing away 100 metres out, and he's going to win the Tancred International in a canter.
It gets out too late, and Trojan Elliott.